My mother looked straight into the camera and said the words that ended our relationship. "You're just the babysitter, honey." The Sunday video call went silent. My sister froze mid-sip. 2 ants on the grid stared. Even the kids stopped running in the background. I smiled, calm, controlled. "Just the babysitter, got it. Then I'm terminating the $85,247 you owe me. Effective immediately." My mom's face went white. My sister choked. You're joking." I wasn't. Want to know how a single sentence cost my family $85,000? And how I made sure they heard every word of it on speaker, in front of everyone they loved. Before we go any further, drop your city and the time in the comments. Let's see who's up late for this one. And hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll want to see how this ends. Let me take you back 6 years. I was the responsible one. Always had been. Put myself through college working 2 jobs. Studied finance. Lived in a studio with 3 roommates while my younger sister Emma got the bedroom at mom and dad's house, rent-free. Emma had her first kid at 22. Then another. Then another. Mom and dad helped her with everything. Diapers, daycare, down payments. I didn't resent it. Not at first. Then came the call. It was late on a Tuesday. Mom was crying. Emma's overwhelmed. The daycare fell through. Your dad's back surgery is next week. We just need help for a few months. Just until we get back on our feet. I said yes. Of course I said yes. I started watching the kids 3, sometimes 4 nights a week. Then weekends. Then overnight when Emma needed a break. I loved those kids. I told myself I was doing it for them. But months turned into years. And the help didn't stop at babysitting. Mom needed a loan for dental surgery. $15,000. I wired it same day. Emma's car broke down. $8,000. I paid the mechanic directly. Mortgage gaps. Medical copays. Emergency after emergency. Every time they said the same thing. We'll pay you back as soon as things stabilize. Here's the thing about me. I'm an auditor. I save everything. Every babysitting session went into a shared calendar. Every loan got a confirmation text. Every Venmo transfer had a note. Timestamps, screenshots, records, it's reflex. I never thought I'd need them against my own family. I was wrong. Thanksgiving dinner, 6 years in. Emma stood up with her phone, grinning. "Everyone, we have an announcement. We're buying a lake house." She swiped through photos. Dock, fire pit. Wraparound porch. Mom and dad were beaming. I was exhausted. I'd watched the kids for 9 hours the day before, then driven 2 hours to be here. I tried to be happy for her. I really did. But when she said, "Mom and dad are helping with the down payment," something snapped. I set down my fork. That's exciting, really. But when do you think we can start talking about the repayment plan? The table went quiet. Mom laughed, nervous, sharp. "Oh, honey, family doesn't keep score." I didn't laugh back. I have a spreadsheet that says otherwise. You all agreed to pay me back when things stabilized. Things look pretty stable to me. Emma's smile died. God, you're so bitter. No wonder you're still single. I felt my chest tighten, but I kept my voice level. I'm not bitter. I'm asking for what you promised. $85,000. That's what you owe me. Childcare and loans. All documented. Dad looked at his plate. Mom's face turned cold. You're making this transactional. You're ruining Thanksgiving. I didn't make it transactional, I said quietly. You did when you stopped seeing me as family and started seeing me as free labor. Mom stood up and dropped it. Or don't come to Christmas. I grabbed my coat and walked out. The group text exploded within an hour. Aunt Linda, I can't believe you attacked your sister on a holiday. Cousin Jake, Emma's been through so much. Why are you holding money over her head? Uncle Rob, family forgives. Maybe you should try it. I tried to defend myself. I sent calm, measured replies. No one cared. My aunt sent a 3-paragraph essay about grace and gratitude. Emma blocked me on everything. Instagram, Facebook, even Venmo. Then Mom sent the final blow. A text, cold, formal. We no longer require your babysitting services. We'll make other arrangements. Services. Like I was a contractor she could dismiss. The kids, those kids I'd picked up from school and rocked to sleep and made pancakes for, were just gone. I sat in my apartment that night staring at photos on my phone. Birthday parties. Beach trips. All 3 of them asleep on my couch. Was I wrong? Was I the villain here? I opened my laptop. Pulled up the master file. 6 years. 1,680 hours of childcare. $38,500 in documented loans. $85,247 total, not one payment. Not one, I wasn't the villain. I was just the only one telling the truth. I opened the file I'd been keeping since day one. It was a detailed ledger. Every date. Every dollar. Every promise. Childcare first. 1,680 hours logged over 6 years. Market rate for 3 kids in our area, $25 an hour. That's $42,000. Then the loans, $15,000 for mom's dental surgery. Bank transfer, November 2019. $8,000 for Emma's car repair, paid directly to the mechanic. April 2020. $3,200 for a medical copay when Emma's insurance lapsed. June 2021. $1,500 for a mortgage gap. September 2022. Line by line. Dollar by dollar. Total, $85,247. But here's the part that mattered most. I found the original text threads. Mom, after I sent the $15,000, you're a lifesaver. We'll pay you back once the refinance goes through. Emma, after the car loan, I promise I'll pay you back. Just give me a few months. Dad, consider it a loan. We're good for it. They called them loans. Not me, them, and the babysitting. Mom's text from 2019, clear as day. You're doing us a job, and we'll pay you like one when we're liquid again. A job, her words. I had proof, all of it. And they were about to make it so much worse for themselves. Emma didn't back down. She doubled down. 2 days after Thanksgiving, she posted on Facebook. It's hard when toxic family members weaponize generosity. Grateful for the people who love without strings. No names, but everyone knew. The comments poured in, hearts, hugs. You deserve better, Emma. I didn't respond. I wouldn't give her the satisfaction. Then it got worse. My boss pulled me into her office on a Monday morning. Hey, I need to ask you something. Your mother called HR on Friday. She said she's worried about your mental state. That you're obsessing over money and harassing your family? I felt my stomach drop. She said that? My boss nodded. She was kind about it. But I could see the concern in her eyes. I told her we can't discuss employee matters. But I wanted to give you a heads up. I thanked her. Stayed calm. Went back to my desk. But inside I was reeling. They were trying to destroy my reputation. Professionally. Publicly. Then came the final straw. A group email. Sent to my entire extended family. Subject line. A difficult truth about my sister. Emma wrote 3 paragraphs painting me as jealous, unstable, and vindictive. She said I was trying to extort the family and holding past favors over everyone's head. No mention of the loans, no mention of the promissory notes. Just a smear campaign. I read it twice. Then I forwarded it to a folder labeled Evidence. They weren't just refusing to pay. They were trying to make sure no one would believe me when I fought back. I went back through my files, dug deeper, and I found it. 3 years earlier, Mom had asked for that $15,000 loan for dental surgery. I'd said yes, but I also asked for something in return. Can we do a simple promissory note? Just so we're both clear? She agreed. No hesitation. We used DocuSign, a basic template. Loan amount $15,000. Repayment start date, January 2021. She signed it, electronically, time-stamped. Not one payment was ever made. I kept digging. Emma had signed one too. $8,000 for the car repair. Same format. Same platform, signed, dated, legally binding. Also never honored. Then I found the texts about babysitting. Mom, January 2019. You're doing us a job and we'll pay you like one when we're liquid again. Emma, March 2020. Can you take the kids Friday? I'll settle up with you once we're back on our feet. The language was clear, unambiguous. This wasn't a gift. It wasn't a favor. It was work. And it was owed. I had 2 signed promissory notes. Dozens of texts. A 6-year ledger. This wasn't a family issue anymore. It was a legal one. And I had everything I needed to prove it. I needed to understand why. Why now? Why the cruelty? So I did some digging. Public records. Probate filings. It took me 20 minutes. My grandmother, my dad's mother, had passed away the year before. I'd been estranged from her for years. Long story. Old wounds. I didn't expect anything from her estate. And I didn't get anything. But Mom and Emma did. The probate filing was public. $120,000. Split between the two of them. They got the money in August. The lake house offer went in October. I pulled up the property records. Down payment, $62,000. Let that sink in. They had $120,000, cash, sitting in their account. They could have paid me back in full, with interest, and still had $35,000 left over. Instead, they bought a lake house, threw it in my face, and called me bitter when I asked for what they owed. This wasn't about ability to pay. It was about control, an erasure. They never saw me as equal. I was the help, the backup plan, and when I asked to be treated with respect, they tried to destroy me. I sat with that for a long time. Then I made a decision. I wasn't angry anymore. I was clear. I called a lawyer the next morning. She specialized in contract disputes, family law, debt recovery. I sent her everything. The ledger, the promissory notes, the texts. She called me back in 2 hours. You have an airtight case. We can file in small claims court for the full amount, plus interest, plus legal fees if they contest. I asked her what that would look like. Public record, court dates, possible wage garnishment if they don't pay. It'll be messy, but you'll win. I thought about it. I didn't want messy. I didn't want a circus. I wanted acknowledgement and payment on record. So I asked her for a different approach. Draft a formal demand letter. Give them 10 days to settle privately. If they refuse, we file. She agreed. We also prepared a rebuttal email. Every receipt attached. Ready to send to the family group the moment Emma refused to retract her smear. The demand letter was clear. $85,247 principal, plus 6% interest over 6 years, plus legal fees if we went to court. Total just under $95,000. I reviewed it 3 times, signed off. My lawyer sent it certified mail, and emailed a copy. Then I did something I'd been planning for days. I scheduled a call. Sunday dinner time. The whole family would be on their weekly video chat, and I wanted them all to hear it. Sunday at 6 o'clock, I logged into the family video call. Everyone was there. Mom, Dad, Emma, and her husband. 2 aunts. Even cousin Jake. The usual small talk was happening. Someone's new dog. Plans for Christmas. Then Mom noticed me in the grid. The chat went quiet. Emma spoke first. Her voice was ice. I'm surprised you showed up. I smiled, calm, steady. I wouldn't miss this. I unmuted. I wanted to talk to everyone at once. About the outstanding debt. And about the email Emma sent last week. Mom tried to cut me off. We're not doing this. I'm doing this, I said. My voice didn't rise. You'll want to hear me out. I shared my screen. First image, the ledger. 6 years, $85,247 in bold at the bottom. This is what you owe me. Childcare and loans, all documented. Emma laughed, nervous, fake. You're seriously doing this? You're insane. I ignored her. Next image. Promissory note. Mom's signature. $15,000. Repayment start January 2021. You signed this, Mom, legally binding. Not one payment made. Her face went pale. Next image. Emma's note. $8,000. You signed this too, Emma. Then the texts. A collage. Dozens of promises. We'll pay you back. Just a loan. We're good for it. You're doing us a job. I let them sit there. On screen, silent. Aunt Linda started to speak. I kept going. I hired a lawyer. I sent you a formal demand letter on Friday. You have 10 days to settle. $85,247. Plus interest. Total of $95,000. Emma's husband swore under his breath. Emma's voice cracked. If you do this, we'll lose everything. You're going to destroy this family. I looked straight into the camera. You destroyed it when you called me toxic. When you called my job. When you lied to everyone we know. Mom's voice came out sharp, desperate. If you take us to court, you're dead to me. I didn't blink. I've been dead to you since Grandma's will. I'm fine with it. Silence. Then I said the line I'd been holding for 6 years. You told me I'm just the babysitter. So fine, this is just business. You have until the 15th. After that, it's public record. All of it. I muted. Dropped off the call. My phone lit up like a fireworks show. It had begun. The calls started within minutes. Aunt Linda, Uncle Rob, Cousin Jake. I didn't answer. Then, 2 days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. It was Emma's husband. His voice was quiet, careful. I didn't know about the promissory notes. Emma told me you'd offered the money as a gift. I'm sorry. I waited. I want to help fix this. Can we talk? Off the record, we talked. He'd seen the demand letter. He'd seen the documents. And he was furious at them, not me. I'll mediate. Let me try. I agreed. One condition. Emma had to retract the email, publicly, in writing. He said he'd handle it. 4 days later, the retraction came. Sent to the same group email list. Subject line, a clarification. Emma's message was short. Lawyer reviewed, I'm sure. I apologize for my previous email. There were financial matters I misunderstood. We are working directly with my sister to resolve them. I asked for privacy during this time. No real apology, but enough to clear my name. Then came the settlement call. Mom didn't join. She refused to speak to me directly. But through Emma's husband and my lawyer, we reached terms. $50,000 up front, wired within 1 week. The remaining $35,247 paid in monthly installments of $1,500 over 2 years. Signed settlement agreement, notarized, penalty clauses if they defaulted. I withdrew the threat of a lawsuit. The wire came through 6 days later. $50,000 cleared. I stared at my account for a long time. Then I did something that surprised even me. I donated $10,000 of it to a nonprofit that supports kinship caregivers. People raising kids who aren't theirs. Doing it out of love, not obligation. The rest went into my retirement fund. And an emergency account I swore I'd never touch. Mom never called. Never texted. We haven't spoken since. Emma sends the payments on time. Through her husband. No words, just transfers. The kids reached out a few months later. Private messages on Instagram. We miss you. I wrote back. Kept it kind. Kept it boundaried. I miss you too. When you're older, we'll talk. I'll always care about you. That was enough. A year later, I'm in a different place. Literally and emotionally. New apartment. New routines. Sunday brunches with friends who show up when I need them. No bitterness. No rage. Just peace. I didn't win by destroying them. I won by refusing to be erased. Family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And respect requires accountability. Here's my question for you. Would you have settled, or would you have taken them all the way to court? Drop your answer in the comments. I read everyone. And if this story hit home, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. One last thing. This is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or financial advice. If you're in a situation like this, talk to a licensed professional in your area. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.